Greetings. In the name of Odun Odunmare, all that is good and great, all that is best and beautiful, all that is creative and conscious, and all that is positive and possible. May the warm sun rays greet you each and every morning, and may your day always be full of joy. Hotep, I am Adisa Olabayo Bankole, your host to Mindvibes, Thoughts from a Curious Mind, a bi-monthly podcast series exploring and examining social phenomena then and now. Now, in this special Mind Vibe podcast, I want to tackle a particular situation, and I entitled this Imprisoning One's Opinion for Others' Comfort. But before we go there, hit that like button, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Now again, imprisoning one's opinion for others' comfort. Quote unquote, hate speech and freedom of speech are two different things. Leslie Jones. It may be easy to say one should leave well enough alone, and perhaps there are times when this may be true. However, in the case of Miss Goldberg, this may not be the case at all. But a word to the wise, whenever you back your argument up with my friends who are, or I have spoken to, many times it either lacks credibility or you are swimming in rough waters to begin with. Now, in the case of Ms. Goldberg, both may be true. However, from my reading of the quote-unquote controversy of Ms. Goldberg's original opinion earlier last year, one would have thought earth trembled and crumbled beneath it. Or as she puts it, she took a big old dump in public naked. Now, it is my understanding that she was asked by a reporter about her comments earlier in 2022 and the quote-unquote controversy surrounding it. Clearly, Ms. Goldberg was not happy about the incident of which she merely gave her opinion about the Holocaust when she stated that in her opinion, not being an historian, mind you, the Holocaust and the infliction that those of the Jewish suffered under Hitler's reign was not about the extermination of a race. That to her, the actions of Hitler was more about the inhumanity of man against his fellow human beings. Whoopi rightly suggested in this interview that she rightly suggested that just because Hitler saw the Jewish people as a race does not make it so. Just as when one keeps saying the word anti-Semitism, which, by the way, was coined by the Jewish people to be synonymous with them, does not make it so. According to the Wikipedia, Semites, Semitic peoples, or Semitic cultures is an obsolete term for an ethnic, cultural, or racial group. The terminology is now largely unused outside the grouping Semitic languages in linguistics. So in the dictionary, it deals with the fact that there are groups of people who are both Arab and Jews and people surrounding that particular region are referred to as Semitics. So it is not just synonymous with quote-unquote Jewish people, and it does not hold to pejorative term simply because the Jewish people seem to think that it should. Doesn't make it so, doesn't make it real. In his many lectures and books that Molefi Asante has done, he always deals with the reality of how European academia had taken over all the space. And it is taking off all the space. Indeed, whenever one talks about quote-unquote the classicals, they immediately are referring to quote-unquote European ideas and works, because they have for the past 300 plus years have interjected the notion that they are the center of the universe and that everything about and or from them is universal. Now that's nonsense. But yet that's what they did. I say, well, we're more civilized. But yet when you look at, as Malefic Asante always does, when you look at the earlier European civilization, it does not compare to civilizations that came before it. And in fact, philosophy is not even, according to Malefic in the book of etymology, it's not even a European word. They don't even know where it comes from. Right? But yet, again, Europeans, basically from I believe the 16th and 17th century, 18th, all the way from there, they began to sort of rewrite what history is and what civilization means and how you define it. Mm-hmm. In my earlier piece, The Hierarchy of Atrocities, Honorary Whites, I defended Ms. Goldberg's right to her opinion, since again, it was not a scholarly fact. I do so again with this piece entitled Imprisoning One's Opinion for the Comfort of Others, because I believe Whoopi perhaps feels like she is being imprisoned by others for merely saying what she thought on this particular subject. Perhaps, and this is just my conjecture, perhaps she felt the apology she gave was not one she was supposed to give, but was given to make others comfortable. Now, Patrick Moyniham, who was, I believe, either a senator or congressman back in the 80s, right, once stated, "You are entitled to your opinions, but not your facts." And in this case, Ms. Goldberg was entitled to her opinions. Everybody has opinions, but as long as those opinions are given as facts. Because once they're given as facts, then you have a problem. But if they're an opinion, they're just an opinion. It's just how you see things. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. But once you begin to go down that road to censure one's opinion, you lose the sense of democracy and you become an authoritarian because you become arrogant about that particular subject and you become arrogant about your particular event. And again, you kind of make it a hierarchy over everybody else. And you deny other human beings their right as human beings to deal with their atrocities as well. Again, if I am reading the article right, she was merely answering a question that a reporter was asking. Now, many might say she shouldn't have bothered answering the question, that she should have let sleeping dogs lie. However, in this case, again, my conjecture, perhaps Ms. Goldberg felt imprisoned by others and that as a black woman, she was being and is being punished for something. For what? What is she being punished for? That she cannot understand. Only that a group of people, for some reason or another, feel the need to be intolerant against anyone having an opinion or making any comment on their traumas. That happened some 87 years ago over in Germany. But Ms. Goldberg reminds us that as a black woman, her skin color is detectable. Many European Jews are not. And this is, one has to recognize this is factual because many European Jews We're not talking about those Jews that come out of the Middle Eastern area, or perhaps the Sephardic Jews that come out of, like maybe Spain or southern Spain. We're talking about those who came out of like Germany, Poland, and Russia, or those who converted into Judaism in Europe, whose skin color is the same as the Germans, the Polish, and whatever, and who have moved to America and have been able to assimilate, right? So you get many European Jews who were Greenbergs, but they changed their name to Green. I had a friend, Tommy Green. He was blacker than black. He was not a Jewish. He was part of the African American culture. But you have a lot of Jews who were able to assimilate and change from Greenberg to Green. Now I don't know what Miss Goldberg's maiden name or her name was before she changed it, but it doesn't matter. Goldberg, but she's black. You can see her no matter where she goes. She's black, and that's what she was dealing with. That her skin color doesn't change, just because her name does. Though I too would have liked Whoopi to have left well enough alone again, but maybe she feels burdened by something that others put on her, and felt the need to speak her mind. Again, I defend Whoopi's right to her opinion. What's more, I feel that no one should incapacitate anyone from speaking on any subject if it does not dramatically offend, diminish, or is destructive to others. Period. Now, Dr. Carr, who is a professor out of Howard University, on Roland Martin's show that appeared either Thursday, the 29th, or the 31st of December, did an excellent expose and an analysis of this situation. And I would recommend you watch that particular episode. Again, it came Thursday night or Friday night, the 29th or the 30th of December. Stating an opinion, yes, may cause a certain amount of uneasiness, but it certainly does not call for anyone's heads to roll, nor does what Ms. Goldberg's comments then and now does not call for any action taken against her. If anyone can claim the authority on atrocity, it is certainly Whoopi's people. Again, I believe she has converted to Judaism, but her culture and pigmentation has not. We are black people. Our skin color doesn't change. No matter what conversions we may go into Islam, Judaism, or Buddhism, but we are still black. Doesn't matter. Right? But again, the moment you start censoring someone's opinion, that is not fact, you lose the sense of democracy and you lose the ability to listen and to hear other people's. You merely become an authoritarian person or state. And if that's the case, then humanity is in trouble. Because that is what we're supposed to do as human beings as we move towards this utopic society, is to listen to other people, whether we agree with them or not, to share information, to be at the table of humanity, to move us so that we can now see each other as human beings. But if you're censoring other people's opinion, we cannot even go past where we need to go. Now, this is DC Olabayo Bankole again saying Asante Sana for y'all listening. And again, may we all strive to bend the arc of justice towards humanity and believe that love and peace can be achieved. Madasiki.